Hey guys, kinggath here, talking about sim settlements. In this video, I want to discuss the taxation system, as well as a future unlock system that I'm going to be putting into the mod. So the taxation system is kind of in an alpha state right now, and essentially it's kind of a reward system to make up for the fact of the dynamic needs system. So since you'll be creating a whole lot more defenses and water objects and things of that nature than you would in a normal playthrough, I thought there should be some sort of compensation for that, and that is done in the form of a tax system. And the tax system idea came from SimCity. Now, they use it to stimulate or control growth in your settlement. And I may tie that in the future, maybe tie it into the rate that new settlers are summoned to your settlement. But in the meantime, it is purely a reward system. If you don't like it, you can shut it down. If you do like it, but you feel the numbers are off, you can control the individual numbers. You can change the rates that different plot types are taxed at. You can change the frequency taxing occurs. You can kind of create your own balance in that system, especially while I'm tweaking it and trying to get it to a good point. So if you feel like the numbers are, for the defaults, are too tame or too intense and giving you too much of an advantage, I'd love to hear about that. I have very little experience with the tax system in a fresh playthrough. Most of my testing and playing around with this has been in high-level saves. Alright, so the other half of this system I want to talk about for rewards is something I'm working on that would be an unlock system. And so what that would be is that after you hit a certain number of plots at a certain level, you would unlock new plot types that would essentially be specific buildings that would have very particular purposes. Now, a couple of the ideas for these that I've had are things like an armory that would slowly equip the settlers in that settlement with better armor. Things like a synth detector that would flash and show you which settlers are actually synths in disguise. Things like that, just useful little functions that you can unlock. Another side of that unlock, if you followed salvage beacons, you'll know that I talked about it being part of a larger mod. So I haven't committed to this idea yet, but one of the things I want to do to make this settlement system matter more is that I want to allow your settlers to make discoveries. And so what that would be is they would unlock new pieces of technology or new gadgets that could help you out in the wasteland so that the settlement system actually has a benefit to your adventuring. And one of the little gadgets that I thought about adding to that system was the salvage beacons mod. So that's something on the table. Any of these features I add will definitely be optional. The whole point of this mod is to just give you new fun ways to use settlements. So I'm not going to force you to use any particular piece of it. If you like one piece and not another, you can shut down that other piece. But the unlocks and the discoveries are something I think will add a lot to the settlement system. And obviously, any of these gadgets I add, like salvage beacons, I will definitely release as independent mods. So don't worry that I'm going to start creating new cool little devices and force you to use sim settlements to get access to them. It'll just be kind of a way, a gateway to those devices if you're into that kind of gameplay. Personally, I love having to go through extra quests and hoops to unlock benefits so that it doesn't feel like I'm cheating. Alright, so that kind of covers the reward and unlock systems. None of them are really complete right now, but they're going to be a very important part of the mod in the long term. So if you watched the first video in this series, you know that one of my primary goals is to make settlements matter and to have an effect on your gameplay out in the wasteland. So expect a lot from those systems over future updates. Especially with the unlock system. I think the taxation system just needs a little tweaking, but the unlocks are going to be a very big part of this mod. So now in the intro, I described this as being the last part of the series, but I've decided to add one more video, so stay tuned for that. It's going to cover the ins and outs of the holotape.